to the chickens first?
Yep, and I want to go inside.
Chickens are not here, except for one.
Oh, okay. We don't have a fix.
Here, we're going to the VP.
Okay.
I think the permaculture gardens, it grew a bit naturally. We don't want to use any chemicals. We want to make our own compost. We want to reuse everything basically. So we just learned by practicing. Had some help from other people like volunteers and some friends who knew about it. The local people, they also have a lot of knowledge because they all learn from their grandparents and parents. So all that together, we have the last 6 years. We learned a lot, practice and by practice and by errors as well, learning, setting up all the systems that we have now. Yeah. Bodhi, you can help me with this, Bodhi. You can help me with this. I started Yay first in Amsterdam. It was an ecological store with a plant-based restaurant and a yoga studio. The main goal of Yay is actually to inspire about sustainability, because I think a lot of people lost their connection with nature and with themselves as well, because we are all part of nature.
Lamp. Hoe moet je climb all the way up?
You want to climb up? It's a beetje hoog, hè?
Oh.
It was really important with building Yay is to not leave anything bad behind us, basically. So everything what we're using has to be chemical free, because everything goes in the end back in the ground and in the rivers and in the sea. So we don't want to contaminate the nature. Yeah. All the materials that we're using for the project are as much as we could find natural materials and local materials. So we used local bamboo, palm, local clay, and caña is like reeds that grow on the riverside. So yeah, we use a lot of natural materials in construction. It was really important when I came here to work with the land, so to not have to change things, not cutting trees, but also there were some dips in the land. We made the most of it, so we created the ponds where the dips were in the land, because it was always flooding there. So when it was raining, it was always a bit of water. So the water from the laundry, from the kitchen, the grey waters go into the ponds where the fishes are, and while they're going first to cleaning plants and filtering systems and stuff. We're using filtration plants, gravel, all things that are natural to clean the water. And from the ponds, we use the water to water the gardens. So yeah, we're trying as much as possible to reuse everything, basically what's going into the lands. And same with the food that we're cooking in the kitchen, which comes from the garden. So we're growing the food in the garden, it goes to the kitchen. The compost from the kitchen goes in the compost pile. We add like green leaves and kitchen waste. We also add it to the whole area where the chickens are, and because they eat from it, but also they move it around, so they do the work for us basically. And also with their manure mixed with the rest, that creates really good compost, which we then leave for a long time, like minimum 8 months, and it's all decomposting, and then it's black soil, which we then use again for the gardens. Permaculture is working with nature instead of against nature, which means not using chemicals, working with the land, using natural materials, planting a diversity of plants together instead of just one crop. If you only plant one crop, then you get sicknesses, and because it's not good to only have one type of plant in a big space. You need a variety, and that's why permaculture is so important, because you put different plants together. We're already working now with the local people from around us who are already changed a lot of things, because they did this before as well, and now they don't do that anymore. They don't spray anymore. They plant different things. So luckily there's quite a few people in the area who are also growing food organically. So people do a lot of exchanging, or you can buy from each other. Also, we're keeping seeds from food. So when we are making food in the kitchen, we keep the seeds separately. So then use them again. We work with a moon calendar, and this calendar tells you exactly what time it is. Like, okay, it's planting time or it's not planting time. So we work with the moon, and we plant the seeds first in little pots or in bigger pots. Depends what seeds they are. And when they're big enough to transplant, and when it's time in the calendar for transplanting, we plant them in the vegetable beds. Not everything is from the garden, but as much as we can grow, we grow in the garden. And what we don't have in Yei, we mostly buy from local suppliers. We're working with our neighbors. We also gave them free permaculture courses to teach them about it, so that they also can use the same principles to make sure that they don't use chemicals and everything. And for that reason, we buy directly via them.
También, ¿qué te da ahí? No, está ya que vamos a hacerla ya a los pajaritos. Entonces si no la llevamos.
When the kitchen needs something from the garden, the guys, the gardeners, they bring it, or sometimes you see the kitchen teams, that you see them in the gardens themselves finding herbs. Also the bartenders, they go in, they use a lot of the herbs and the plants too from the garden. So the idea is that the herbs, the flowers, and the lettuces and the spinach, they grow the closest to the restaurant, so they can easily, quickly get them themselves. Otherwise, they have to call first the gardeners, and it takes a bit longer. Yeah, and the other products are a bit more far away, so we have like different zones, yay, different crops. And the idea is to keep growing more and more. Odie? Sometimes I wish I could just be doing gardening all day. It's just that when I'm in the garden, I just feel like very relaxed. You know, when I'm working on the computer, I'm feeling sometimes a little bit like stressy, or I'm also like sitting in a position that doesn't feel good. You know, like after you're standing up, like oh, ow, ow, ow. And then when I'm in the garden, I just feel like this is where I want to be. Yeah, just feeling a little breeze, working with plants, having the earth, feeling the earth in my hands, observing the plants and see them growing, eating the leaves from the gardens, seeing the insects and hearing the birds. Yeah, for me, that gives me a really good feeling. Yeah, makes me very happy. Yeah. Also, I take my kids as much as I can in the gardens, and they like it too. I think everyone likes to be in the garden. You just have to be open for it, you know. You have to be in the present. It makes you be in the present. I think that's also one thing. It makes you really be in the present, because you don't think about other things, but you just like look around, and there's so many beautiful things to see and to hear and to smell, and you just use all your senses. So I think that's probably it. Yeah.
Grave igual me pone.
Los dos palitos de...
So how do you do it? With that?
No.
Yummy. You're delicious.